Perfect. Hello and welcome back to Barely Out of Bounds, the golf podcast of the Barry's football. Damn it. I have to restart. Hold on. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Barely Out of Bounds. Barely OB. It's the golf podcast that talks to you about everything in the golf world in the Barely Sports Podcast Network. As always, I am your host, Zachary Smith. Join with me, as always, is my co-host, Zane Smith. How we doing tonight, buddy?
Doing all right. I'm just excited to go over, all of golf, but barely. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm excited for. And I am the most remarkable Beerly host.
I'm a cutter.
I've got White Claw right now, obviously, because it's a golf podcast. And I've always gotten confused. Is most remarkable? Unremarkable is a bad thing, right?
It depends.
But it depends. What do you mean it depends? Unremarkable? It means you can't remark anything about it.
Yeah, but you could consider, I'm just saying, this is not an endorsement of this person, but you could consider Hitler remarkable, but not necessarily good. I'd rather be unremarkable than Hitler. Does that make sense?
No, but wait, what? Did we really just go there? Like shift just
I'm just saying the definition of the word.
We just went.
Remarkable is not always a good thing. It's like
we're off the tracks. It's Daytona 500. We are off the tracks.
Infamously remarkable.
We are off the track. We are in the pits. In the
Anything
bays.
Interesting happened to you this week, Zane?
Right, what?
Anything interesting happened to you this week?
No. Cheers.
No? Something
Not
interesting happened to me this week, Zane. You want to know what it was?
What?
I had my first Team Lone Star disc come in. It's an Armadillo. I thought I'd update the fans on my sponsorship,
That's awesome.
The fans.
Yeah, I was saved by the Lord Jesus. Can't do it. Sorry. I was gonna make a joke. I can't get through it.
But anyway,
can't get through it without laughing.
I didn't say what I was drinking yet.
It would have been pretty funny if I hadn't been laughing, but it got too funny in my head. Has that ever happened to you?
No, because I'm a consummate professional who's drinking a Guinness, a real beer, a Guinness.
Does consummate go with the word professional? I've literally never heard those two words paired together.
Pretty sure it does. Hold on. Consummate professional.
You might have to look that one up there, pal. I don't think that's a thing.
That is absolutely a thing. A consummate professional is a correct phrase in the written English. You can use it to describe someone or something that has achieved the highest level of professionalism. Thank you.
I think he made that up, but
you can look it up yourself. You can look it up at home. Make sure you write down in the comments if you're a consummate professional like myself. And yeah. So Zane, what are we talking about today?
So I figured, obviously, let's go over real quick. We already made a stink about this. I didn't make the stink. You made the stink. But who's counting? We want to cover the winners on the tours, right? So we had Hideki Matsuyama winning the Genesis, and we had David Puig winning on the Asian Tour. Zach, which one was more amusing, or which one was more, let's say, impressive to you? Which win was more impressive? Both shot 62 the final day.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously Hideki's playing a stronger field. But the more interesting story to me is Puig's story, where he qualifies for a major. He is going to, and he made the cut of that tournament on the number, shot back-to-back 62s to end up winning. So I think that story is a little bit better.
Made 18 birdies, by the way.
Yeah, 18 birdies in the last 2 rounds. Yeah, 0 bogeys.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously Hideki coming out of nowhere on the final day. I mean, he was not even talked about as a guy who had a chance to win this thing. And hey, 62 will do a lot to help you out.
Yeah.
9 under par
Yes,
at
it
that
will.
course.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat with you. I think probably Hideki's just because he was playing a stronger field. I mean, that really is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And to come back from behind like he did. Now, granted, so did Puig. I mean, he was right on the cut line.
Yeah.
So that was impressive. So I don't know. That's a close one because obviously he's playing a better field, Hideki, but I feel like coming back from the cut line is far more impressive. I
think story-wise, I think Puig's story is a little bit better.
Oh,
impressive-wise, Hideki's achievement is more impressive.
Well, he qualified for the Open. He qualified for the Open with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Story's a huge better.
That's a huge deal. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's probably more. I think I'm going to switch.
Which would I rather make a movie out of? I'd rather make a movie out of Puig than.
Well, and that's why I think it's more impressive. It impresses upon somebody.
Unless I was making a plague movie in which I'd do the Hideki story, like he's the one guy that didn't get affected by the worst plague to ever hit California coast.
What? Oh yeah. Well, no, he did. Remember, he was running to the tee box.
That was not Hideki.
Oh.
That was Tom Kim.
Oh, that was Tom Kim. Yikes. That was barely out of bounds for you. We were just barely out of bounds.
We got a segment. We got a segment. A barely out of bounds segment for you guys coming up here soon.
We do.
But
and then obviously you had Jordan getting DQ'd. What did you think of that whole story?
Let me calm down. I don't like when like sports like analysts or whatever, like Colin Cowherd or Stephen A. Smith or any of those guys, Skip Bayless, fly off the handle and just say the most absolutely outrageous stuff. But like, I can't stand it when like, oh, my favorite player got DQ'd for not doing something that he's done at literally every event he's ever played in his entire life. And now the rule needs to be changed because my guy got DQ'd for it. I hate that stuff. I hate it. It's just like, oh, it's stupid. There's cameras on him all the time. He couldn't cheat, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's not the point of it. The point of it is golf is a game that is officiated by yourself.
Yes.
You're the ultimate official.
So
you have to get the scorecard right.
Yes.
It takes 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I understand he wasn't feeling good. That sucks for him.
Well, if you're not feeling good, take your time. That's all the more reason to take your time. After it's over, you can't be called for like slow play after you finish 18. Yeah. So it's like, just take your time, dude. Like, if just tell them to wait. Tell them, hey, dude, I gotta go. Just tell them to wait for a few minutes. Ain't a big deal. I'm 100% with you on this. Actually, I saw a lot of people on Twitter, kind of
worst place.
Yeah, Twitter. The worst place.
The worst place.
All the places, the worst place to go. But I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying golf needs to modernize, and they were pointing at LIV saying this. Now, I'm not sure LIV's policy. I don't know if they do the signing scorecard. You'd have to think with everybody finishing at roughly the same time, they can't do that.
Uh-huh.
So they probably have to have the electronic scorekeepers behind them.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're like, your whole thing was tradition. That was your form.
Yeah.
And that's like the most traditional thing is that you keep your own score. I feel like that's the most traditional thing.
And here's the thing. It's exactly what I said. Jordan Spieth knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
Jordan Spieth has done this since he was 8 years old.
Yes.
He has signed his scorecards.
I agree.
I have signed scorecards in every event I've played in since I was 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've never been DQ'd because I signed an incorrect scorecard.
Yeah, I think it's a slip of the mind. It happens to anyone, but you have to deal with the consequences of that. Just like anything, just like I'll give you a perfect example. Sergio, whenever Matt Kuchar failed to, not failed, that's the wrong word. Whenever Matt Kuchar didn't give him the thing right across the street here at ACC, at Austin Country Club, in the match play, didn't give him the putt, right? It was like a 4-footer. Sergio thought he was given the putt. He wasn't. Matt never told him it was good. And Sergio got mad at Matt because he missed that little short putt. Sorry, it wasn't even 4 feet. I think it was like 3 feet. But he just went up there without asking, without looking at Matt. And he tapped it and missed.
Yeah.
Now,
the only thing I would say on that is because I think we talked about a couple years ago in the Solheim Cup on a separate podcast, but it was still us too. With the Solheim Cup deal, the problem I had with the European team, what they did is they walked off the green to the next hole.
Yeah.
And that was the signal that the putt had been conceded. Correct. And then when they tapped the putt away, they said, "Oh, that wasn't conceded." They were 60 feet off the green when that all happened. Yeah, that was my problem with that situation.
Well, because it's different when it's deliberately misleading, and subversive. That was deliberately subversive.
Yeah.
And they should be ashamed of themselves. With Kuchar and Matt was watching. He wasn't walking away. He was watching the putt. Sergio didn't look over, just rushed up there, tried to tap it in. I'm sorry, but if it's not conceded, that's match play. If it's not conceded, then just don't tap. Look at him. Look at him. If he gives you the nod, pick it up.
Yeah, that's the difference in those two situations. It's because it's nuanced, right? Because like both of those putts technically weren't conceded, but one, the group you're playing against was gone. I mean, literally not even on the green anymore. They weren't even on the fringe.
Yeah, they were halfway.
They were halfway to the tee box.
Yeah.
And that is a signal. If I'm playing in match play, that's a signal that, okay, this hole is empty.
Well, that usually is the signal.
Yeah.
And it was a gimme.
Yeah.
Go back and look at the tape. And look at the tape. Anybody go back and look at the tape. It was here. It was very close.
They had missed like a 10-foot putt and they had a tap in left. The other group starts walking off the green and they hit it away and they go, "Oh, that putt wasn't conceded, by the way."
Well, they tell the official on the way to the next hole, "Hey, that wasn't good."
Yeah.
And it's so subversive. And it's very obvious what they were trying to do and get away with. To use the rules in that way is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like you said, it's with the scorecard thing, it's like Jordan knows.
100%.
And he even said it was my bad. It's not like he said golf needs to modernize or anything like that.
The tweet.
Which one?
The one that he tweeted out at Hideki after winning.
Oh yeah, make sure you double check the scorecard, and it's like
there's two ways of reading that, right?
I gave him a charitable reading.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I tend to lean that way too, but part of me goes, maybe there's a little more. Maybe it really is.
Maybe I think the uncharitable way to read it, and I could definitely see this being the case, but it's definitely uncharitable, is that he's seen all the fans talking about how golf needs to modernize, this is terrible, blah, 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 blah. And he's like doing a little like, yeah, my fans are totally right. This is kind of stupid that we still do this.
Yeah.
Is the uncharitable way to do it. So because at the end of the day,
that's the butthurt way. That's the butthurt way. And that's part of me thinks it's that. But at the same time, I know, I don't know him. I'm not going to pretend and sit here like I know Jordan Spieth. I don't. There are people here that do kind of know him around here because I live in Austin. Yeah. And obviously, the Texas Longhorn Club, the Texas Club is right here. Part of me believes it was just a joke. That's the biggest part of me believes it was just a lighthearted joke.
Don't attribute to malice that which can be attributed to jokes or
That's not the saying, but I
stupidity.
understand. That's not the
I'm
saying.
adding to it. You can't
Okay.
attribute to malice that which can be considered a joke or stupid.
Yeah. I just thought it wasn't a good tweet. I do, looking at it, it's like there's ways you can joke about it where it doesn't seem like your butt hurt,
Yeah.
That really flirted with that nice edge,
It really did flirt. It flirted with it.
Yeah,
But
it
and
was
that's
on the
why I
line.
tweeted what I did in
It
response.
was
It's like,
not.
dude,
It was
it takes 20
barely
seconds.
inbounds. It was barely inbounds, is what it was.
Yeah.
Barely
Yeah.
inbounds.
But I mean, that's why I tweeted what I tweeted with the whole, dude, it takes 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Because like I didn't attribute anything bad, but it's all like it was more toward the Twitter people, like that were like, yeah, this is stupid. He's calling it out, and I'm like, it takes 20 seconds.
And you know what we found out is that In-N-Out will no longer be the food sponsor of any golf tournament ever now. That's what we found out from all of this. We found out that they will no longer ever be serving the PGA Tour.
Also, Tiger is not a pickle guy.
He's not a pickle. What do you mean?
You didn't see that video?
No.
He was taking the pickles off his burger, and someone asked, "You not a pickle guy?" And he goes, "No."
I didn't see that.
And then,
Tiger,
yeah, it was a little.
I'm not a pickle guy either. Are you a pickle guy? You like eating pickles?
I'm such a pickle guy, dude.
You are such a pickle guy?
Yeah.
No, you take them off. You take off the pickles. You eat them separately.
Depends on what I'm eating. Depends on what I'm eating.
You pick them off. You eat them separately. Same thing with Chick-fil-A sandwiches. You don't do that, but you take the pickle, eat it, and then
on a Chick-fil-A sandwich, I take it off.
Number one, yeah, Chick-fil-A number one.
On a Popeye sandwich, I leave it on.
Interesting.
The blend is better on a Popeye sandwich than it is a chicken, and than a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Is it just because they're bigger? I don't understand.
No. It's literally the taste. The taste is different than a Chick-fil-A sandwich. The taste of the Popeye's chicken tastes better with pickle than Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Well, I found this blew my mind, and I don't know how
this is such a weird conversation.
I don't know how this turned into beerly food, but
yeah,
but you do know that they use dill pickle sauce to make the flavor of the chicken.
Where?
At Chick-fil-A.
Do they really?
Look it up. Blows your mind. And then you're like, oh my God. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's salty. It tastes kind of briny. Yeah, that's how they do it. It blew my mind whenever I saw it first. Anyway, besides the point, In-N-Out will no longer be ever anywhere near the PGA Tour, and they probably lost all sports at this point because of the craps they were giving all the players, right? I mean, that was so that Tom Kim video, that was hilarious. Just
almost misses tee time
to the tee after having to go to the restroom. That is, God, that's an all-timer right there. I'm pretty sure there will be memes for years.
Final round wore his brown pants.
Yeah, he had to. He had to wear his brown pants. And then, Zach, I guess Tiger Woods lost you money, huh?
Dude, listen. I am sick of hearing about the return of Tiger. If he's not going to finish the 72-hole event, I don't want to see him drop out in the second round. Oh, because here's the thing. He was complaining about back spasms after day one. He was complaining about back spasms. That's why I shanked the shot on 18.
Sure.
So I'm thinking, okay, what's his line going into day two? Because I'm going to take whatever the over is. Because he's complaining about back spasms after having to walk this course one time. He's going to have back spasms tomorrow. Or he's going to be uncomfortable tomorrow. It's going to mess him up. He's going to shoot worse than whatever his line is. So I took his over. He was 3 over at the time, and I'm thinking this is a lock because his over-under was set at 71 strokes. He drops out on like hole 12.
Mm.
And he kept me from winning like $30, and instead on a $5 bet, it paid out $2 because it pushed that bet of that leg of the bet.
For sure.
So I'm sick of Tiger Woods. I'm sick of his stupid Sunday red. I'm sick of him returning every 6 months and not finishing an event. I'm sick of it.
It's different. I mean, so with the not finishing the event, I mean, I'm not even worried about that. I mean, it happens. You get flu-like symptoms. You don't feel good. You feel like you're. I mean, he had an ambulance there, which means it was pretty serious. So I mean, I don't blame him. It's not one of those things where it's like it was the back or the knee. If it were, I'd totally be on your side with this. But
I'm
whenever
just upset he cost me money. That's
whenever it comes down to stuff like that, at least it's not the Rory toothache thing. That's just unacceptable. You remember that?
I do.
Long time ago?
What was that at? Was that at Doral?
That was at Doral, dude.
Yeah,
I thought it was. That was the most unacceptable
It was
thing.
the day after he threw his 4-iron in the water, right?
That might have been a different year, actually. Same tournament. I think that might have been a different year. But yeah, yeah. So at least it wasn't that. Can we all acknowledge it wasn't that? It wasn't Rory bad. It wasn't that. So, and then lastly, but not, I don't know where I was going with that. Hideki felt like he shot 3 over, which is probably the most unrelatable thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's not even relatable. I don't even believe he believes that.
You think he's just lying to make himself look good?
Felt like I shot 3 over. That's literally 12 shots worse than what you shot. There's no way. You can say like it felt like a 2-3 under round, and I would believe him. 3 over. I don't think he believes that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he believes that either, because to shoot 62, I mean, come on, you've got to be making putts, firing all cylinders, and he was.
Yeah,
like that's why.
Thing. It's like
that's why him saying.
It's like if he was scrambling all day and hitting shots out of the rough to like 5 feet and then making like tap ins, and his short game wasn't that good, so like he was having to make big putts to save par. That's not the case. The guy was dialed on the final day.
Yeah. Yes, I'm 100% with you. There's just no chance that he actually feels that way. I don't believe it. Yeah. Maybe the yeah. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
I don't even want to know.
But let's hear it. Let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it from the horse mouth.
The what?
Horse mouth. Horse's mouth.
There it is. All right. So let's hear it straight from his mouth.
Where do you think this round ranks in your career?
内容は多分3オーバーぐらいだけど、相当ショートゲーム助けられて、ショートゲームの内容もすごい良かったね。
So overall, he feels like it's like a 3 over round, but
looking at the recorder.
Yeah. Did you say it feels like a 3 over round?
Ball striking was not very good.
Say that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, pause this.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him.
Either. Here's the thing. Either he's full of crap, or that translator has no idea what he's saying.
Can we just say this? Like, she is 100% saying what we're all thinking, right? Like that.
One shot away from the course record.
Right. You shot 1 over the course record, and you feel like you shot 3 over. Get the
ball striking wasn't good today. Yeah, you only hit 15 greens. Gosh, you're terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know actually how many greens he hit, but it felt like every single one.
I mean, we can look at it. Let's look at it. So we got, let's see here. So we got PGA Tour. Let's go to Hideki, Genesis, stats. I bet we can find this really quickly, actually. Hideki Matsuyama closes with the blah, 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 blah. Data Golf. Here we go. By the way, if anybody's looking out there for like a really good place to look at data, Data Golf is by far the best one, I think. I think it's 100% the best one out there. So here we go. We got the Genesis Invitational. We're going to look him up real quick. We're going to go to Hideki. Oh, dude, it's not even close, man. Like, look at this. Look at this. Approach, he's 1.5 strokes. Yeah, like around the green, 2 strokes gain. Like, Like, get out of here.
Share your screen.
Oh, share my screen. I'm sorry. Share this tab instead. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Tournament breakdown. Look at this. Approach. What do you mean? Driving stats, +7. He hit every fairway.
Gained 7 off the
He
tee.
hit every putt. Around
His,
the
I will
green.
say this. His approach stats aren't technically as good as every other stat, but there's still no way he felt like he shot 3 over. That's ridiculous.
It was way better than he did in the last 2 tournaments. Look at this. AT&T, Phoenix. Look at this. So if anybody's looking for a good place to look at stats, like especially if you're thinking about getting in, and again, me and Zach used to do this all the time. We used to bet on these on DraftKings and stuff, and maybe we'll bring that back in the future. But look, like this is a great website if you're looking at where people are trending, right? This is a great website for that.
Yeah.
Great website for that. And just because we're curious, let's look at Scotty. Zach sent me a meme over the weekend that was pretty great.
I wonder how this has got to be the worst.
And by the way, I don't know if anybody saw him on what was it, Saturday I was watching? Oh,
I think it was Saturday or Friday, one of the two.
Oh my God, dude.
He was 77. Listen, I want everyone to understand how bad this is. So I'm going to put it in.
T10, and look at that putting.
So I want everyone to understand how bad this is. Scotty Scheffler, I believe it was Saturday. No, it was Friday. It was Friday. Because I remember the day I worked. On Friday, he was 77% from 3 to 5 feet. Tour average is 99.63.
Yeah.
He is literally 20% below tour average from 3 to 5 feet on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this guy has to do. He's got to figure out a putting shot. It is so bad.
It is terrible.
So bad.
It's brutal. But anyway.
But speaking of a guy that's had a little bit of turnaround putting, look at Will Zalatoris. He putted well this weekend.
Yep.
I mean,
he's been putting much better.
He's been
putting much better. He's been working on it. He's looking way better than he did back when he was playing like Southern Hills and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's looking way more confident. I don't know what to attribute that to. I haven't been following him closely enough to know like coaches and stuff like that, but he's doing
Kevin
good.
Smith.
Huh?
Maybe you went and saw Kevin Smith.
No.
The putter whisperer.
Stop it. And so for our Beerly out of bounds video of the week, let's see if I can find it. Where are you? I know you're here. Oh man, did I lose it?
Dude, it's right in the thing. Do you want me to put it up?
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, I pull it up.
Oh, pull it up.
Give me 1 second, everybody. Alrighty, for the video, the Beerly out of bounds, the Beerly OB video of the week right here. We see
just we're gonna preempt us with what to look for.
Yeah, I mean it's a swing video of a guy who's got a really good golf swing.
We're gonna analyze it.
Yeah, we're gonna analyze this golf swing. I saw this video come up and it's like somewhat like analyze the swing is basically I think the prompt. Just double check. Or how good is this swing? And I was like, oh, let me look because I'm a golf coach. I coach swings. Let me see if I like it. And so I did. And so I wanted to share that on the podcast tonight. So here we are. I just look at the plane here. He's really, really turning the body.
Yes.
Very, very good at the top. But look how quiet his legs are as he comes through. The balance.
To be fair, it is better footwork than Scotty Scheffler. So.
That is true. Another thing, about that. Another thing that kind of triggered me this week about
That is
Scotty
so wrong.
Scheffler's swing.
I'm sorry. That is just barely out of bounds. That's barely crossing the line.
What?
Cheers. Cheers.
No, but like, look at the hip turn. I'm serious.
It's beautiful.
Like,
It's a
yeah,
beautiful golf
obviously
swing.
we're joking around, like quiet with the legs, whatever.
No,
but
like it's a beautiful golf swing, man.
Like it's perfect. Look
I'd
at
love to play golf with that man.
Look at that guy. Look at that. That's perfect.
Yeah. Look at that plane.
Turning through the ball. It's incredible that he is able to maintain balance. Swinging
that
as good
swing,
as he is.
that swing only cost him a leg.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
I'm sorry. I'm done.
That's enough.
That is so wrong, and I apologize to everybody.
But I can't remember where I saw it, but it was someone like.
Please forgive me.
It was someone talking about like if you saw this guy, if this guy came to you for a lesson, not knowing who he is or what he shot, what would you do to his swing? And it was like, well, and it was a video of Scotty Scheffler's driver swing where he's like falling all over the place. He looks like as a Tony Brabiner would say, he looks like a drunken sailor, mate. You know? What?
That's not at all what Tony Brabiner sounds like.
That's what he said to me all the time. I can't do his accent, but that's what he would say. He actually would say, he looks like a drunken sailor, mate.
No ish.
That's what he would say to me because I was very bad at balance when I was younger, especially with my golf swing.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, any golf coach, like, and people in the comments were like, and even coaches in the comments were like, yeah, think of like, it's kind of crazy to think about like how many of us would have like ruined this guy if we would have seen him. And I'm like, any golf coach worth their salt, one of the first questions you ask when you're about to give another lesson is, what do you shoot?
Yeah. What's your handicap?
What's your handicap? What do you shoot on a given day if you don't have a handicap? And you know what Scotty Scheffler would say if
And you're asking them how many fairways do you hit?
Yeah.
After you see that swing, you have to say, yeah, that has to be the follow-up question.
Well, not only that, you see the swing, you see the ball flight. It's like, okay, the ball flight looks pretty good, even if the footwork's awful. What do you shoot? Mm-hmm. Oh, I shoot on average like a 65. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why are you here? Like, what is your goal? Like, what do you want to do? If you're not asking these questions before you give a lesson, yeah, you don't deserve to be coaching. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you just no offense to
all the coaching.
No offenses to all the coaches out there, but you just basically you basically saber rattled like half of the profession. So I know you didn't knowingly do that, but you did. Because what a lot of people do, and I'd argue the same as you probably that it is wrong. Is they try to fit people into a certain mold. Right?
No, I get that. I understand that there's just people out there.
There's those people. No. You're talking about at least half the profession.
I am aware. Yeah. And I'm saying that that's poor coaching.
And again, it just depends on which kind of player you are. It works for a lot of players. I think it has to do more with pairing the coach with the player, and making sure that their goals are aligned, right?
But that's what I'm saying. If you're not asking, like, if you don't know what they shoot and you don't know what their goals are, then it's impossible to coach. Or you're just going, no,
not impossible.
It's not impossible. I mean, it's just
it's
less valuable.
I would go on a limb. I don't think it's on a limb, but I would go out and say, and I loved Tony as a coach. I mean, he taught you for a little bit. I think Zorn taught you more.
A lot longer, yeah.
A lot longer. I would just go out on a limb and say Tony and I probably didn't mesh well as student and teacher. I'll give you the reason. You ready? I think Tony coached and focused on the golf swing. Something that, again, I need help with. Every golfer needs help with, but we worked on putting and chipping and around the green almost none.
Never. Yeah.
Almost never. And that was exactly the wrong thing to do with a player like me who could hit the ball pretty well. Is I was the kid who did need that instruction about
Yeah,
putting.
old hammer hands, Zane Smith.
Old hammer hands. All the Southeastern University players understand that reference. But that's my point. Is I didn't mesh well with that coach. Now I loved him to death. Love him to death. But I mean, that's my point to you. Is yes, I would agree. I hope that I shaped you in a certain way with golf coaching. I hope I was a good kind of mentor and pushed you
Not
in the
only
right
you,
direction.
but like
Obviously, Zoran. Zoran was
Zoran
good.
and Frank and all those guys.
Yeah. He's a perfect example, Frank. Exactly. And that's what I mean. That kind of school of thought is I think a better school of thought. I do. But
Well, and
you will have those coaches and players that work well together, that they teach a method and that works
listen,
for the
I know I've
player.
met them,
It's just how it
and
works.
it works for some people.
Yeah. But
I think it's. But if you saw Scotty,
I would
Scheffler
agree with
swing,
you. So
and you
I
didn't
agree
ask,
though. Yeah, I was just gonna say I agreed totally with your stance on if Scotty came to me, and I hope this doesn't come across arrogant, even though it will because it's the internet. I would not ruin the player. Like I know beyond a doubt I would not ruin him. Case in point, I had a guy come to me, and I think I've told the story before on the podcast, maybe before, but it was again, he didn't have one leg, but he might as well have. I think you know this guy.
I do give lessons to a guy with one leg.
Okay, no, but this guy might as well have had one leg. I think you know him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the guy. If you remember, I had stand on his right leg. Mostly, mainly. Not obviously he still has left leg on the ground, but instead of being 50-50 with his weight, because I guess a surgery had left his left leg atrophied, he couldn't put any weight on there. What we did is we had him finish at 50-50, and we had him start on his right leg at 70-30 weight, right?
Yeah.
80-20 weight.
Yeah.
So he still had the weight shift. He didn't lose distance, but he also didn't lose balance because he was losing a lot of strokes just because he fell off balance, right?
He fell off balance, or he's hitting behind the ball, or
Yeah, it was bad, and so we found a strategy to make it work. And so I believe, given the chance to work with a player like Scotty, again, mainly, obviously, given that he will learn what you teach him, I probably wouldn't touch it either if he was doing well with it. So.
Well, and it depends. It's like, okay, Scotty. Also you have to ask what the player wants.
Yeah.
What does he want out of this lesson? Okay, if he comes to me and he says, I'm hitting the ball well, but I'm constantly off balance. Constantly off balance. Okay, I'm not going to touch a single part of your golf swing. We're going to work on balance. You're still going to swing the
really?
same.
Huh? I would let him hit for a while before we even make suggestions.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I'll give you an example. What if Scotty comes to you and he's like, and he says to you that, but then you look at the TrackMan and he's just throwing darts and he's like, I just fell off balance. Isn't it on you, the coach, to say, well, dude, like, I don't know what to tell you. We don't really need to feel balanced to hit darts. And if we work on something,
that depends on what the players. What are the players' goals? If the player's goals, if he's throwing darts off,
you just said his goals were to feel balanced.
Okay, exactly. He is going into that understanding his swing is probably going to change a little bit, and he's probably going to be a little bit worse for a while. If that's his goal, if he's playing this kind of golf that he is at this moment,
I think it's also on you as the coach. I think it's true to an extent, but I think it's also on you, the coach, to recognize when you got a good thing going and to be able to tell the player that so they know in their head, it's like, wait a second. Maybe I'm not as off as I thought I was. Does that make sense?
I understand that. What I'm saying is Jordan Spieth. Let's just look at Jordan Spieth.
Okay.
Jordan Spieth, height of his career.
Yes.
Won 3 majors.
Yes.
Okay, almost had a Grand Slam.
Okay.
Decides he wants to change his golf swing.
Okay.
Okay, he just won 3 majors. He's the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Decides he wants to change his golf swing.
Yeah.
Is Jordan Spieth's goal the following year to win all 4 majors?
So is it or should it be?
Should it be if he's changing
Should
his
it
swing?
be? No, if you're going to change your golf swing pretty drastically.
Exactly.
Was it? I do believe it was.
Probably it was, but should
I
it
do
have
believe
been?
it was.
Absolutely not.
I
If
agree
you're
with you.
making a dramatic your golf
I think
swing,
I think this is exactly where Tiger went wrong too. I think that's a fairly obvious statement. I mean, I know there was reports on him trying to make sure he wasn't in, a less injury prone swing, yada yada yada, but I think it's not proven. I think there were some other things going on to create the body problems. I think there was
talking about, but it is not proven.
It is not proven.
If and that is a completely legally compliant if the rumors are true, he was taking PEDs throughout most of his career. That's a big legally compliant if.
And again, we're not even saying that those are actually performance enhancing. They probably aren't. Not in a game like golf. I mean, at the same time, they do things to your body and make it easier for joints and cartilage and trying to think of and tendons, wear and tear down and so that very well could be. It also could be the training, the rigorous training he was putting his body through.
Yeah,
he was going through that Marine stuff for no effing reason, and that could be a contributing factor. Either way, I think it's fair to say that whenever you go through a change like that and you're on top of the world, it's not a good thing. I think too many players think that and I get it's a constant struggle, it's constant retooling. There's a difference between retooling, like gear, like tweaking things, and changing something that is working for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if Scotty Scheffler came to me and was like, Zach, I want to, finish more balanced. I'm sick of falling all over the place. I was like, okay, we can do that. However, and a big however, you're probably going to struggle for a little bit if we start down this road. Like, we're probably not going to be playing as good a golf as you'd like to be playing.
I'd be a little harsher with my words, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I get it.
And also, I'm charging you $1,000 less.
Yeah, well, a lot of those guys pay a lot of money to their coaches.
Yeah, I know.
So David Puig, apparently he can only do the right things, and so he shot 62-62 to finish out the Asian Tour event. That's pretty impressive. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier. I do think that's impressive. He obviously secured the Open, which is awesome. Really good for him. Trying to see what else we've got before we move on to the next thing. Oh, this is the last thing in regards to the let's go ahead and share my screen real quick. This is the last thing in regards to the Genesis, and we look toward, obviously looking forward to the Mexican Open at Vedanta. Obviously looking forward to that. Here it is. So this is what they were talking about.
This.
There we go. Yeah, so this was his chip on 17.
I think with Matsuyama behind the 17th a moment ago and saying, hey, that ball moved. This isn't right. Let's bring in for some reasoning here, Deuce.
Yes, Jim, the ball did not move. The ball just shifted a little bit, but it stayed in its same position. The ball has to move to a different position, whether up, down, to the side, doesn't matter. It just didn't move its position.
Okay, go find somebody else to pick on. On playing a game of gotcha, they think.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
what do you
saw
think?
this. I saw this, and people were talking about it like they were trying to take it away from them, like take away the dub. I was like, guys, the ball's allowed to oscillate. It just is. It didn't move. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm. I get it. It did move. It shifted. Did it oscillate back to where it was? And this is a hard part, right? Because what does it mean? Because if it's moving, it's clearly not going to fall right back in the exact location. That's literally impossible.
Is that the theory of lightning never strikes the same place twice?
No, it's the theory of if the ball moves, how can it be especially in the world we live in, how is it going to end up in the exact same location?
Okay, if a ball oscillates, if it shifts, how is it ever going to end up in the exact same position?
It won't.
Okay.
Not the exact same position. Not the exact same position.
Okay, well then we're talking about pickles and cucumbers then. I mean, who cares?
What? Okay. No,
it's a distinction without a difference, Zane.
But this is no, it's not a distinction without a difference. It's 100% the facts that ball it's 100% reality that ball is not in the same position as when it started, whenever he moved it. Is not. I mean, that is without a doubt. It is not in the same exact location it was in. Now, here's the thing. I agree
Nothing
with you.
is, Zane.
I agree with you. I think it's the eye test.
Me now.
Listen. I think this is where, again, the rules of golf not need to be updated. I think they just need to be understood as they were written at the time. And it oscillates to near the same location, unobservable difference, right? Because you can't, naked eye, same location, not a rule thing. That's why I hate these reviews where you see like, oh my god, it moved a micrometer. Like that's what I mean. I'm actually not picking on them. Okay. What I'm saying is the slow-mo replay. I mean, I get it. They're analysts. They gotta drum up the thing, but
it was because it was a thing on Twitter. Like people are like, oh look, his ball moved. Give it to Zalatoris.
Yeah, I got you. Because
they don't like Asian people for whatever reason.
Yeah. Twitter hate is real. Twitter hate is real.
Twitter hate is real.
Twitter hate is real.
True.
Barely out of bounds. That was just barely out of bounds there. Oh, barely out of bounds. That's got to be a running joke on the show now. It's got to be a running joke now. So with the last 13 minutes, what we wanted to do with you guys is we wanted to go ahead.
We just wanted to come in here and say things that were slightly off color.
Just slightly askew, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's the skew. We're there. you know. But anyway, so we wanted to real quick go over kind of, we were ragging on Tiger Sunday Red logo.
And we're still doing it.
Doing it.
Put the timer on the clock. You got 1 minute. Hold on. I'm actually going to do a timer here. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Timer. What's the dip? Oh. So
timer on the clock.
Don't put the timer yet. Let's share the screen. Right?
Hold on. No. Don't share anything. Oh. We're gonna make logos for Tiger based on the idea we came up last week of striped. Okay. We're gonna make a logo that is better than the current Sunday Red.
Okay,
logo.
We'll do that after we show what our ideas are here. So this was like my kind of concept for what we came up with the name striped, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we wanted to show in this. Why is it not working? Hold on, it's loading again.
Come on, man.
We wanted to kind of show you what it's like, what it looks like whenever you just have a little bit of time to create something.
How long did this take you, Zane? Just out of curiosity.
It took me 5 minutes. I'm not even joking.
What did I tell you, man?
It literally took me 5 minutes.
Give me 10 minutes in a Canva account and I can do something better.
It was not hard. So if you missed last week, whoever Tiger's marketing team needs to be fired immediately. I don't know who came up with that logo. Whoever did, he paid him too much. Like
I bet you're wondering, everybody. I bet you're wondering what logo could we possibly be talking about. It's the logo you've all seen. It's the logo you all hate. Sunday Red.
Yeah.
That bad boy right there.
Show them real quick.
It's on there, man.
Yeah, so that's it right there. And that's just, I mean, that just goes to show you how bad it is. I mean, it really is brutal. Now,
smiling
me and Zach came up. Zach, you want to show him your stripe thing? That was
so this took me the day after
it was on par with what he did.
Yeah, so the day after we recorded, I went into Canva and I was like, okay, let me make something in Canva in 10 minutes and put it up there. A discount Slazenger logo style. Only it's bad enough to where it's like clearly a ripoff, but it's kind of better also.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull that up right here. Striped.
It's
bad enough to where you're like, okay, this is clearly a ripoff, but it's also like, well, yeah, but this is also a better idea.
It is a better idea than what he did. And now we go to my screen. I created this in literally 5 minutes. Here we go. Let's go there. So this is it right here. This is it. So yeah, that's the S for striped. There's the tiger eye right there in the middle. Right? It just looks better. Those clearly look like stripes on a freaking tiger.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to have whenever you're talking about logos. It's supposed to make sense.
Yeah.
And go ahead and show them the Sunday Red real quick again. Flip it over to that.
Sunday Red, baby.
Like, look at the difference here. Like, just no question. Like, come on.
Smiling idiot.
That is not as good as that other logo that we just showed. Now, I'm not saying mine's the best. That not even close. I would expect way better than what I just come up with in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? But the point is, what I came up with in 5 minutes was better than what a marketing team came up with in probably months.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the deeper point. So, Zach, do you want to put a timer on and we'll go ahead?
So I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to talk while we're doing this because this is also an audio podcast. But what we're going to do is we're going to each give ourselves, we're going to have 2 minutes to create a striped logo. Don't start yet, Zane. I see you down there.
I'm not starting. Hands off. I'm not starting.
We're doing 2 minutes to create a striped logo that is better than the current Sunday Red logo.
Mm-hmm.
And go.
All right, here we go.
So I'm getting on Canva, getting the thing open.
All right.
Okay,
so
I'm trying to see what cool things I can do here. Let's go.
So what base are you using, Zach? What base do you typically use?
What do you mean?
Are you using for this? Like what kind of style are you gonna go for with this?
I'm going for. I'm going for kind of basic. You know, I only have 1 minute 34 seconds left. I'm checking to make sure there's not something better. I have something up right now, but I'm checking to make sure there's not something better out there that I can use. Because if I can use something better, I will. Come on.
If you can use something better, you will.
Well, yeah, because I'm not in love with this currently. I mean, granted, I'm doing this in 1 minute and 8 seconds now.
Yeah.
But I'm not in love with what I'm currently got going on. But it is still probably better than, I'm not seeing anything better. So I'm just going to stick with that. Okay, we're just going to minimize this a little bit.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Okay.
All right.
Bang.
So what are you? So you didn't answer me. What kind of base are you using here with this?
I don't know what that means.
Like what is it? Are you going with? I can tell you exactly what I'm going for. I'm going for like a tiger kind of eye thing.
That's what I'm doing as well.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Shoot, we should have collaborated, made it look a little bit different.
I could use the old one that I did in 5 minutes. 14 seconds left. I got mine done.
What was the time limit?
2 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Mine's done.
Mine's done.
Okay. All righty. So here we go.
All right.
Here we go. The new unveiling of the logos. We'll start with you, Zane. We'll start with you.
All right.
Add to the stage.
There's the stripe.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And unveiling of my logo. You ready?
I'm ready for you.
Bang. Oh, I didn't put it on stage. Bang.
Okay, I like that actually a lot. Actually, I like.
Yeah,
that.
it took me a while.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what font I wanted to use.
Mhm.
But I ended up going with this like blocky one, just because I feel like you could take this off or put this on the shirt somewhere else and just have that like on the left breast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the stripe. I like that font. I think you put that underneath mine. I think that would look good too.
Yeah. So there you go. It took 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes to make a logo for the greatest golfer to ever play the game. And we did it better than the marketing team of a multimillionaire. And they had like over that, like this had to have been in the works for like 5 or 6 months. Like it just had to be.
Yeah. Did you create that little emblem or no?
No.
Neither did I.
But here's the thing.
That's why I thought we were gonna have more time. I was gonna go in and trace
No.
it.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. And listen, it would take me 30 seconds to make that uncopyright strikeable.
Yeah, I agree with
To
that.
alter the image enough to make it basically not the same image and therefore my own property. It'd take me another 30 seconds to do that.
Yeah, for real.
The big problem was finding the base and the font I wanted. Other than that, really, really easy.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's how you create a logo. Tiger, you can contact me at you can just contact my Twitter at BeerlyZach if you want better tips. All the tips and tricks of public relations.
I think he should just adopt. I think any of our options were better.
I swear to God, if he adopts any of the stuff we showed just now, I will sue. God,
you'll sue?
I'll sue because I want some of that. I want some of that Tiger money.
You want some of that Tiger money, that Tiger dough?
And I will invest it into Beerly Out of Bounds.
I approve.
We're gonna get a studio. We're gonna have all this fancy mics. We're gonna get professional athletes to come in and do interviews on our podcast. We're gonna become professional athletes and do that YouTube thing that they're doing out in California for that tournament.
What are you talking about, dude? Just
you didn't hear about the YouTube qualifier?
No, I don't want to know about the YouTube qualifier.
So PGA Tour event.
They did a YouTube qualifier.
Basically, yeah, a spot in Myrtle Beach Classic. Prominent YouTube golfers will compete for an unrestricted sponsor exemption in PGA Tour's Myrtle Beach Classic.
Get out of here. Go. Shoot. I don't like that.
It is a 16-player, 18-hole shootout on March 4th. The winner will receive a spot in the inaugural Myrtle Beach Classic, contested at the Dunes and Beach Golf Club. Dunes Golf and Beach Club, May 6th through the 12th.
So, Zach, real quick, let's look at Vedanta. That's something that actually matters.
You don't want to see Fat Perez play on the tour?
Huh?
You don't want to see Fat Perez play on the tour?
No. Why would I ever want to see Fat Perez play on the tour?
He's Fat Perez, bro.
No.
He's not winning. It's probably going to be George Bryan.
Zach, so we got real quick, just wanted to look at this real fast. What we've got, right, we're going to Data Golf's pre-tournament predictions. So, out of these 5 golfers, who do you think will win the tournament? Right?
Okay.
Or you can name a different.
Is that Vedanta?
Vedanta. Mexico Open at Vedanta. Again, this is the one that I believe John Rahm won last year. You have
Didn't Dustin
Emiliano
Johnson
Grillo.
win like the 2 previous or something?
What?
Didn't DJ win like the 2 previous or something?
I have no idea. No
I
idea.
don't remember.
He may have won it whenever it wasn't there, whenever it was at Mayakoba.
I think that's what it was. Maybe. I don't
Okay.
know.
So Emiliano Grillo has a 2.9% chance to win. He's got a 74.7. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
Oh, I thought I heard you laughing. That must have been your chair. He has a 74.7% chance of making the cut. He's got a 34.8% chance of top 20, 20.6% of top 10, and 11.7% percentage chance of top 5. Then you have Thomas Dietrich. Okay, he's got a 3% chance of winning. You got Stefan Hager. He's got a 3.3% chance of winning. Nikolai Hogard. He's got a 5.3% chance of winning. And you have Tony Finau, 7.8% chance of winning. What do you think? What do you think out of those 5
guys?
players? Out of those 5 players, who's going to win?
If I had to take, I'd take the field over those 5. But
Take the field over those 5?
But if I had to pick one of those 5, I'm probably going with Hogard.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying you have to pick one of those 5.
Yeah, so I'm going with Hogard.
I
know what you want to do.
I want to pick Finau. I think Finau's going to win.
Okay.
Out of those 5, I think he's going to be higher than all the other guys.
Grillo, I would be willing to bet he doesn't finish inside the top 10.
Well, he does he has a 1/5 of a chance, so 20% chance, which is still high.
That's extremely high.
For a field, yeah. Let's see what is trending. He's trending upward. So
is my boy Maverick McNeely playing in this event?
We can check. Let's go to Mexico Vedanta. Maverick. Won't let me look him up. Try this. Oh, you need the crap.
You need the crap?
You need the crap. No, you need here we go. Maybe if I look up Maverick McNeely, look him up, maybe it shows. So he played in the Phoenix. He didn't even get
he is playing in this.
He's not playing in it?
He is.
He is? Okay.
Yep.
How's he trending?
He's
trending upward.
Yeah. I'm gonna call top 10 for Mr. McNeely this week.
God,
and I'm gonna call top 10
crazy.
for McNeely, and I'm gonna call a top 20 for Lanto Griffin.
Let's share this real quick. I know those two guys are like your favorites.
They're my boys.
Week. Let's look at this real quick. I just want to look at Mavericks. That is a wild chart. Look at this. PG Tour average, by the way, for everybody looking, is that dotted line. Here's his profile. Look at that. Look at the driving accuracy and approach. Negative 1.5. Holy crap.
Accuracy off the tee is what he struggles with?
He's losing a stroke and a half.
Who's
every
the
round.
Other guy I really like.
Every round he's losing.
Never won a tournament, but I want him to so bad.
That's crazy.
What's that guy's name?
Crazy. Look at that. 6% below the field. 12% below the. Oh my God, he's bad at driving the ball. Anyway.
What's that guy's name? The good putter that Frank taught.
What?
He's on tour. He taught him when he was a kid.
Ryan Moore?
No. He finished
I don't know.
his. Oh God, dang it! I'm gonna be so triggered if I can't remember this guy's name.
Okay, all right. Be triggered. All right. Well, that's all I have. Zach, do you have anything else you want to say in the podcast?
I want to
Okay.
say this guy's name.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Beerly Out of Bounds. We've enjoyed it, but barely. And just really appreciate you guys tuning in, week out. Be sure to hop on next week. After we'll cover the Mexico Open. We'll also preview the Live tournament coming up here in March. Really looking forward to that. That's in Jeddah, right? I think.
Yes,
So
it's
it's Saudi
Jeddah.
Arabia. So probably won't be watching that live, but we will be covering it. So be sure to check that out. And Zach, what about the merch? Can you pull up the merch?
Yeah, give me one moment. The
You don't have
merch.
one moment.
Remember,
Yeah,
the beers and bombs stuff. Just to remind everyone, it is gone forever. By the time the next show airs, it'll be gone forever.
Gone forever, like Aaron.
So you
Hernandez.
need to make sure you pick up your beers and bombs hoodie as soon as you can. We have it in black. We have it in Masters green.
Yeah.
We have it in charcoal, white, and if you're feeling sporty, sport gray.
Why is it called sport gray? Did we ever find that out?
It's just extra sporty, dude.
Okay. It's like the gray on those cars that I really, 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 really like.
That's his name. It's Denny McCarthy.
Oh, he helped Denny McCarthy? I didn't know that.
He coached him when he was a kid.
Oh, I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. Maybe I did. Maybe he talked to me about it. I don't know. Didn't come to mind. But anyway.
Denny McCarthy is not on the field this week,
Sadly, Denny McCarthy. There was some news about Denny McCarthy that I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll cover it next week.
Beers and bombs hoodie today. Come on, it's cold outside. Get yourself warm, especially people up north.
Baby, it's cold outside. That was not the melody. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We really, really appreciate you. Please, if you can, buy the merch. Support us. Support us with your dough.
Because when you support us,
from the hub, you know what I'm saying?
You support us, you support yourself. That's all for this episode. We'll see you next time.
You take strokes off your game with the beers and bombs. It's facts. It's just, that's not a joke either.